Hi guys, it's Mike from Hailing Frequencies Open. If you've never watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but you are watching Starfleet Academy, and I know that there are people out there in that category, my husband is one of them, I think you need to watch this short video to explain a few things that will make the episode make more sense. Okay? Episode 5, series Acclimation Mill, or Sam, the character, references events and characters from the 90s television series Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Avery Brooks was number one on the call sheet of that show, playing Captain Benjamin Sisko. Technically, he starts out as a commander, but he does become a captain. A few things about Ben. He grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana. His father owns a Creole restaurant and gave Ben a passion for cooking. He also loves baseball and has a baseball sitting on his desk throughout all of Deep Space Nine. And finally, he is a single father to his son, Jake. We see Jake grow up on the show. He becomes a writer. More about the family. I already mentioned Ben's father, Joseph, owns the restaurant. Ben's mother, Sarah, a little bit more about her later. And the other relationship that you have to understand is his best friend. I think that's safe to say, Dax. Okay, Dax is a Trill. And this concept is a little hard to explain if you haven't watched the show. There is an episode of TNG where the Trill are introduced. But they're basically a species made of two entities, a worm-like symbiont creature and a body host. It's unclear how old the symbionts can be, but they can at least live for hundreds of years. Whenever the host body dies, the symbiont is then transferred into a new host. Each host brings new personality aspects which carry those symbiont, which carry those of the symbiont and all the previous hosts. So it's like a new joining every time. But basically, the Trill can live hundreds of years because of multiple hosts. And during Deep Space Nine, Dax had two hosts, Jadzia Dax for the first 6 seasons and Ezri Dax for the 7th season. Also, the Trill have little spots on their faces, so that's kind of important to know. Now, Ben Sisko is the commander of the Deep Space Nine space station, which is near the planet Bajor. It's about 3 to 4 hours away on shuttle, to be specific. Also near the station is the Bajoran wormhole. It's a spatial anomaly that connects 2 quadrants of space. But it's like a shortcut through space that would normally take about 80 years to travel. Inside that wormhole, there are aliens who live there. Let's call them wormhole aliens. But the Bajorans call them the prophets, and they worship them as gods. So the Bajoran gods are actual aliens that live in the wormhole that is not too far from their planet. These life forms exist outside of linear time. They're simultaneously aware of the past, present, and future. So I started out talking about Ben Sisko, and now I'm talking about wormhole aliens. Well, what gives? So here's the deal. The Bajorans consider Ben Sisko to be the emissary of the prophets. Boom. He is worshipped kind of like a sort of Christ-like figure, and they believe that he was brought to them as promised in prophecy, and it's a role that he's really uncomfortable with to begin with. We eventually find out that his mother, Sarah, remember I mentioned her earlier, was actually possessed by one of the wormhole aliens or prophets when Ben was conceived. So he's sort of part human, part alien, or maybe part god. It's a little unclear. Eventually, he becomes pretty comfortable with his role as the emissary, and he does fulfill his destiny according to the scripture. He is sort of sacrifices himself, or maybe he joins with the prophets, or maybe he died. Maybe he'll return again. Over the past 900 years, the Bajorans have really started worshiping him, and you'll learn more in the episode. That brings us to Sam's journey, where she wants to find out what happened to Ben Sisko. So I think that just about covers it. if you have things that you think I've left out, if you know Deep Space Nine, if you're a big Niner, and you're like, oh no, you didn't mention XYZ, put it in the comments, and people can read those. But I think this will give you the little primer that you might need to fully enjoy Episode 5, Series Acclimation Mill. Thank you. Take care.